Hey YouTube, this is Herald from TeamDarkHorse, giving you an update on my Herald of Perfection deck from the regionals that took place on January 29th. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to BattleOnJN567 for advertising us on his profile and posting some of our vids for a little bit. We really appreciate that, man. Hopefully we can work together in the future. Anyways, moving on. The deck, I ended up being 5-4 overall, which isn't terrible, but I was 4-0 starting out, so it was a little depressing, but at the same time, it wasn't too bad. I was pretty happy with the results of the deck overall. My first duel was up against the Gravekeepers, which I 2-0'd. It was a really weird Gravekeeper build. It ran a couple solidarities, and it wasn't the competitive, normal Gravekeeper build, but at the same time, I don't know. It was my first Gravekeeper experience, so 2-0'd them. I didn't even side in for the second duel. I just didn't feel threatened by the guy. I don't know. For this, and then second duel, I went up against Fisha TK. Ended up being 2-1. I got my butt kicked the first part. He went into Colossal Fighter and Armory Arm and kept running over my Tethes, and yeah, pretty much beat me to death. And then second and third duel, I sided out my decrees for bottomless trap holes and the like, and I didn't really actually draw any of them, but I got out Herald and was able to stall out and Christia, and you know. And then for the third duel, I went up against Blackwings. Once again, this wasn't a really competitive Blackwing build. I 2-0'd them, and I don't think it even ran Pot of Duality, which is kind of what's making Blackwings do well in this format. So, yeah, I don't really know if it's that much of an accomplishment or not, but hey. And then for the fourth duel, I went up against the legit Gravekeepers, and it was really interesting. But for the first duel, I basically heralded first turn and decreed, and he was pretty much stuck. He couldn't do anything. So there was that. I pretty much just won based on that. The first duel. Second duel, this guy, he seemed alright, but we had a disagreement over whether or not Herald can negate Spy during the damage step when it activates his effect. And we had to call over a judge, and then he challenged the judge, and we had to call over the judge in charge of the this regionals, and he ruled in my favor, but the guy still disagreed, saying that he was like a level whatever judge. I don't know. I do know that Herald can negate Honest, which in effect is pretty much the same thing, so I don't know, maybe the guy, I felt pretty bad about it, but what you gonna do? But that pretty much allowed me to win that second match. So at that point in time, I was 4-0. And then I went up against Gravekeepers again. That was fun. I went against Gravekeepers 3 times overall that day. I was getting pretty sick of them by the end of the day. But we got a side in Consecrated Light, and that thing saved my butt. But anyways, I went 1-2 against Gravekeepers. I lost. And first duel, he just swore. I had a terrible hand. He swarmed, and I couldn't do anything about it. Second duel, got out Herald first turn, won. And then the third duel, he first turn Royal Tributed me. You know, what do you do? I was done. So, yeah. The guy was real nice about it though, and I really enjoyed dueling him. For the sixth duel, I dueled a Chain Burn deck. The guy was a real dick, but I 2-0'd him. It was actually pretty funny. The first duel I decreed, and then I negated his Morphing Jar with Herald of Orange Light, and then he just scooped. It was like second turn. I don't know. And then the second duel I also got out Decree, and once you got Decree against that, it's, I don't know. Yeah, but later on in the day I heard the guy mocking me. I don't know. I didn't really respect him after that, but it was a pretty interesting deck. I never thought I'd go against a Chain Burn deck, but I didn't really think they were popular in this format. After that is when my losing streak began. I went against Plant Synchro, ended up 1-2, got completely dominated, pretty much. I can't say it was mostly because of bad hands. This deck has the potential to dead draw a lot, but I don't know, it happens. And it was Plant Synchro. I sided as best I could. I sided in my Noblemans and Consecrated and anything I thought would help me out, but it just didn't work out like that. Then I went against Gladiator Beasts. I was really disappointed in this duel. I went 0-2. First duel, I had him down to 100 life points. I just could not, for the life of me, beat over it. I couldn't do it. Somehow. Like, he had 100 life points for 5 or 6 turns, and I just couldn't do that minuscule bit of damage. It was very depressing. But yeah, and then second duel, he just swarmed, and I couldn't do anything about it. And then my final duel was against Blackwings. I went 1-2. First duel, I absolutely destroyed the guy in the first couple turns, and then he sided in a lot of cards for the second duel. And second duel and third duel, he just wiped the floor with me. Yeah. But overall, I pretty much, if I lost, I went 1-2, except for against Gladiator Beast, and that was only 100 life point difference for the one duel, which is like, should have won, but I didn't. But overall, pretty happy with how the deck did. Trying to figure out some possible changes to improve the deck. This guy saved my keister all day. I'm really glad I took out Lad for him. Because, I don't know, he's basically Dark End. It's real nice. But, yeah, I'm thinking about possibly taking out Soul Exchange for Solemn Judgment or something along that line. I feel like some more cards to that extent would help me. Of course, not too much, running Triple Decree and whatnot. But these were the side deck cards that really saved. I pretty much only used, except for in the one duel against Fish OTK, but I didn't really think that was worth mentioning. Consecrated Light. Like I said, I went against Blackwings and Gravekeepers all day, and I sided these things in every time, and I kept running into them. They kept holding me out, but they always seemed to have some kind of out to them right away. So they were useful for a little bit, but what was nice about them is that I can pretty much just take out the Fool and Freya and just put those two 1-star fairies in and search them with Nova Summoner, and they're real easy to get out with this deck. Noblemans were sided in against Plant Synchro, and I don't think I sided them in against GKs actually, but against Plant Synchro, like on their Dandelions or whatever they decide to set, their numerous annoying crappy things. I think I actually hit one of their Raikos once. That was pretty awesome. And then the MSTs against GKs and other back row heavy decks, I just don't have the destruction power for here. As you can tell, I pretty much don't have anything for back row at all. But, yeah. Anyways, this is Herald from TeamDarkHorse, and you guys have a nice day. By the way, I just want to confirm this. I hate Justin Bieber. I'm getting tired of getting emails on YouTube saying that people love Justin Bieber and stuff. I'm not really understanding the whole concept behind it. I know it's completely un-Yu-Gi-Oh! Like related, but Justin Bieber sucks. Stop sending me emails. Thank you very much. Alright, see you later, YouTube.